All right, what is up, VetOnAVoyage cruisers? Today we are on MSC. We are in Nassau, so MSC Seaside. We are in Nassau, and we are also parked next to a couple of different ships. We've got Disney Fantasy, Carnival Mardi Gras, a couple of other ones, so it is a full port today. I am going to start this ship tour at the top. I like to go top down. I find that is just a little more organized. So let me flip the camera around here. I'm going to show you a couple of things. All right, so straight ahead, we are on deck 18. Straight ahead is the Top 19 exclusive solarium. That is for Aura and wellness guests only. And also Yacht Club. So if you have Yacht Club, you can also go in there. Over here you can see the Disney ship. My recommendation is, if you want to spend a lot of money, instead of going to Disney, you can do that. Maybe I'll go on one someday. This is a neat little spot. So this is actually right next to the water slide. Now, right here, there is a hot tub. They've been working on it this week, so it is not in use. But these chairs are really nice. These are, you know, just a nice quiet spot. You do get the funnel noise, some air filter a little bit. All right, we're gonna continue on. Now this is the kids area, Forest Adventure Park. There was a couple of water slides, 3 of them. One of them you can actually ride down. These ones actually hang over the side of the ship. I have ridden on those before, and that is quite fun. Now this is another quiet area just behind the adventure park. As we move into the middle, right up there, the sports arena, and then there's all sorts of stuff for the kids to do. I will add to this video. I did get some great footage of the Forest Adventure Park before I got on. All right, now this is the sports arena. They've got basketball, you can play pickleball, you can play all sorts of stuff up here. And the zip line, a neat feature about the MSC Seaside is that it has a zip line. Now that goes right up over the sports arena here, goes through those loops, and then we'll go over there real quick. This is a great place to stand for the sail away party as well. If you don't like to be crowded with a bunch of people, wonderful place to stand. All right, so this is, now you can see right back there, that is where the zip line ends, and that is overlooking the Miami Beach pool. All right, continuing on. You can climb through there. Now, we're going to pop over to the other side of the Forest Adventure Park here real quick. I do walk fast, so if you need to slow the video down, go right ahead. It's another great place to sit. Now I like this side just a little bit more because the rails are a little bit shorter, and for days like today, when you want to watch some pier runners, it's a wonderful spot to be. Now we are parked right up against the pier here at Nassau. I do have a Nassau video as well. You can check that out. I will put that one in the comments in case you want to check that out. Now some of the handrails I've noticed across the ship, some of the handrails are missing. I do believe that this is due to refurbishing. Obviously wood at sea does rot, and so they have to refurbish them from time to time. Now we got some showers, and then we've got another hot tub. This one is not very busy. I've only seen just a few people up here at this hot tub, just a few times this entire voyage. Moving forward, we have what I think is one of the coolest features that you can have on a ship. So the whole roof retracts and it pulls back for days like today when the solarium pool is in use and it's not raining. Now this is also another great spot for seating. And then we won't walk all the way up there, but as you can tell, forward is going to be your yacht club. That is the other side to the Aura guests. Actually, let's go this way. We're gonna pop down the stairway over here, and we will pop down to that pool, a solarium pool. It is family friendly. You can have kids there. All right, as you can tell, we are right there. We are actually on 19. Deck 18 was the Aquaventure, or not the Aquaventure, I'm sorry. Deck 18 was the Forest Aquaventure Park. So here's, now, forward, middle, and aft. Well, actually, forward and middle, you will see double banks of elevators. On the aft is just the one bank of elevators. Those face the back. That is great for views if you want to get views out the back. Now, this is another entrance to Top 19 for the Aura guests. All right, we are going to pop down some stairs. We are headed down to deck 17. I'm sorry, this is deck 18. We are headed down to deck 18. This is the entrance for the yacht club. If you spent money for that, that is where your entrance will be. All right, let's pop over to the Jungle Pool Lounge. I'm going to show you a couple of cool spots and sweet VetOnAVoyage hacks. All right, now popping up in here in the Jungle Pool Lounge. Now, as you saw earlier, the roof retracts. We were in here the other day and the roof was all the way forward, which was nice. There's some good seating right here. There used to be what looks like a little waterfall. Oh, they've actually got it running today. That's pretty cool. There's a hot tub here, hot tub there, and that pool is actually pretty deep. I was surprised one of the deeper pools that I have seen at sea. Moving ahead over here, we've got some nice seating. These seats are great, and I'll tell you why. When it's raining outside or you got a little bit of wind or a little bit of weather, these are great to sit in and watch as you go by. We've got some ping pong tables and some other fun activities. Over here is the jungle bar. This is where you can get a nice drink while you hang out, while the canopy is open. All right, moving on to the other side. More seating. Now these chairs are actually really comfy. I really like these chairs. We sat there yesterday and we watched as we left Ocean Cay. We do have some bathrooms just outside. All right, heading into the kids area. Now, these seats right here are pretty cool. I have not seen a whole lot of people sitting in these seats, so these are nice. There's a little bit of a kid area right there if you want to bring your kids over there. You good? Okay. All right, popping over onto this side, you can see the water slides as they reach over the sides of the ship. We can see Atlantis in the background there. I have been to Atlantis. Atlantis is very pretty. Atlantis is also very expensive. So we don't normally tend to do a lot of the expensive shore excursions. We like to save a little bit of money. Here on VetOnAVoyage, we are all about saving money. Now, as you can tell, we are popping out to the Miami Beach pool. There is a giant TV. You can watch. I've seen them put different games up there. Over along the side, we've got some seating, and then another pool in the back here. Kids can swim in this one. The one on the back, the kids are not allowed to swim in. We've got a hot tub right there, and then let's pop over on this side here. Now up there is kind of where some more seating is. That is great for the sail away party if you like to do that. All right, let's get a better overview. Now there's some more seating over here. And then usually, if they're doing a sail away party, you're gonna see some dancing, some of the ship's staff dancing up over there. All right. It looks like they are maintaining those stairs, so we will not be able to access those stairs. We'll go inside, drop down to deck 17. Now, as you can tell, on each side of the ship, now right in here is actually the, let's see if you can see it, where kids' places are. You know what? We're gonna go this way. We're gonna come out on the side, drop down. All right. As we come around the side here, We'll pop down these stairs right here. We always take it easy on the stairs so we don't fall. Sometimes the stairs are pretty slippery. Now underneath here, Miami Beach Bar. Great place to get a drink, especially like the white party last night. This whole deck was full of people dancing, celebrating, relaxing, having a good time. All of these lights actually turn on as well. Now during the day, they do some trivia on these screens. I will say that Margaritaville, if you've been on a Margaritaville ship, they usually have some games, some sports playing. Now, right here is kind of like the main stage. This is where you want to be if you want to be at the sail away party. This place was packed for the sail away party. All right, coming around the side here, we have a shower, another whirlpool, and then as we come out the back, the Bridge of Sighs. Now this is right on the back. As you can see, we are quite a few floors up. Quite a few floors up. If you do not like heights like me, not the bridge you want to go on. I'm used to it though. Now, I don't know if I pointed this out, there is a whirlpool right there. That is a nice whirlpool. It's pretty hot. All right, let's go on the Bridge of Sighs. Now, something I want to point out, right behind that glass is an elevator. There's two of them that go all the way down. Now let's see if we can get a little bit of an overview of what the back looks like. Now I'm going to point something out about Nassau. If you've ever been to Nassau, this is a pretty big port. Quite a few ships stop here. There's a couple of different piers that the ships can pull up to. At most, I have seen, I would say about 6 ships at one time. You'll come in there, and then there's a museum that you can go to, Museum of Junk and New, and then that you can go out there and go explore the city. All right, moving on. Now, as you can see, on the other side is another whirlpool. It's a great spot to go to. There is a bathroom on this side. Let's ride the elevator. Oh boy. All right. Now, as you can see, the back of this elevator is all glass. This is a really nice feature. MSC Seashore has it as well. Seascape has it. We will take it down to deck 7, and then we'll go back up. As we come down, you can see this is the adults only pool. South Beach deck. Actually, let's ride it all the way back up. We'll go to deck 15 this time. It has been pretty chilly most of this voyage, so a lot of these pools haven't been open. Today is kind of the first day that it's been warm enough to actually go and swim. It's been pretty darn cold. The first day was pretty cold. You definitely wanted to have a sweater. 15. All right, hopping out here, Venice Beach deck. Now, as you get off of different elevators, you will see these little readouts of the different decks, so you can kind of get a great lay of the land. As you can tell, from 15 to 9 is mostly just cabins. Over on, see, we have been over here. Now, we'll actually go forward a little bit. That is where the buffet is. So we'll pop back at the back there. And as we go, excuse me, we'll pop back to the middle bank of elevators. If you are on deck 15, this is what your hallway is going to look like. Go this way. Some of these deck plans can definitely be a little bit of a maze. All right. Popping out to the middle bank of elevators here. We'll pop up one floor, go check out the buffet. There are 2 buffets on this ship, deck 16, and then the other is on deck 8. Biscayne Bay Restaurant Buffet. All right, as we pop in here, we have the different stations. These are, I would say, and this is just my opinion, I would say that the buffet on this deck doesn't have as many options as the other buffet. I feel like the other buffet is definitely a little bit more stocked of different options, but this is where you would go. It is a smaller buffet as well. Popping over to the other side, we've got some more seating. My wife and I, we actually had dinner over there yesterday. You will notice there are water, ice machines. You can have orange juice, pineapple juice sometimes. They definitely do a good job of different drinks that you can have if you do not have the drink package. Let's try and scoot out this door. Coffee if you want some coffee, hot milk. Now, one thing I will say, wash your hands. I don't know what it is, but nobody seems to ever wash their hands. All right, now we are going to go down to deck 8. Nope, we're not getting on that elevator. That elevator had some troubles last night. It actually slipped in almost an entire floor. Because I'm paranoid, we'll come back over to a different elevator. Now there's these cool little things that you can watch as you're waiting. And there's me, yours truly. This is deck 8. All right. We are on the middle bank of elevators, so we're going to pop off here. We're going to walk towards the back, check out the buffet, check out the boardwalk, and then we will pop on forward. So, Marketplace Buffet. This is the entrance that you're going to want to go in. As you walk in, hand washing stations on each side. You definitely want to wash your hands. Again, it is crazy to me that nobody ever washes their hands. I'm not eating, I'm just filming. All right, so on this side, there's going to be a lot of fruit. That's really good. I mean, it is fresh. It is very fresh fruit. One thing that I do like about the MSC ships is, especially this one, is that you can actually look inside and see them making these creations. These are beautiful, beautiful creations. We've got pizza on this side. Now, what is different about this side is, instead of the buffet upstairs, is that they make artisan pizza, which is a little bit thicker pizza. Marketplace bar, just in case you want to get a drink with the buffet. We'll move towards the back here. Now there's iced tea, lemonade, different kinds of coffees that you can get. Bread. Lots of bread options. Daily specials. That's been a great spot for different kinds of fish. When tacos. Now when we are on ships, we love, or at least I love, to partake in the fish. My wife doesn't like to cook fish at home, and so I try to soak up on fish as much as I can while I'm on board, because I don't get to cook it at home. Salad bars. Got a grill. Got hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers. Another beverage station back there. And then more gluten-free dishes back here. Ice cream station. Carvery if you want meat options. Now, I haven't seen these in use, but there are some other drink options back here. How's it going? How's it going? All right, we're gonna move forward a little bit. Good seeing you, buddy. All right, this is where you can actually get the artisanal pizza. This is what I was telling you about. I've seen this actually on both decks. We've got some more ethnic dishes over on this side. I love, looks like they got lamb curry. I cannot wait to get back down here to get me some lamb curry. Some more salad options. They kind of term that as wellness and vitality. More taco options. So as you can tell, on this side, it's pretty much a repeat of what you'll see on the other side. Another beverage station. And something we're going to do right here. We're going to pop out this side. And as we pop out on this side, you will notice right that way is the Infinity Bridge. We have some covered seating right here. This is nice, especially if it's a really hot day or the sun's shining pretty hard. As we hop towards the back, I will show you. Now, I have seen a couple of pieces of glass broken around. I will say they've been pretty good at replacing those broken pieces of glass. I saw one on the Bridge of Sighs yesterday, and they were able to replace that piece of glass while we were in port at Ocean Cay. All right, popping out the back here. It's a really quiet place to sit. I like sitting back here. This is kind of where my wife and I like to sit when we're eating. I will say it's definitely windy. You can tell it's definitely windy. You will overlook the back of the ship and the pool. I don't see anybody in that pool. That water looks amazing though. I hope to go back in there. We'll pop around to the other side. As you'll see, the other side is pretty much a repeat of what is on this side. Actually, we can cut through right here. These are elevator bank. All right, as we pop out the back here, some more seating. Again, it is a pretty much copycat of the other side. And some more covered seating. We'll walk to the front of the buffet, hop inside for a second, and then I will show you the infinity bridges on the sides of the ships. All right. Popping in here. Actually, let's see if we can. This side wasn't open yesterday. This is an extension of the marketplace bar. I have not actually seen this open on this voyage. I would imagine that they probably opened that on the extended voyages. This is the Infinity Bridge. They put these little mats when the glass is broken so people don't freak out. The glass will still hold you. So don't worry, it will still hold you. And if it doesn't, then you get some more free cruises, I would say. It's a really quiet area to sit in. This is a smoking section, if that is what you like to do. I am not a fan of smoking, and so I do not partake. Not my thing. As you can tell with VetOnAVoyage, I am a little opinionated. I think that everybody is. Everybody is owed their opinion. As we are almost all the way forward, you can see that this is the MSC Spa. Now, on this voyage, we have the thermal suite package. We did not get the Aura Spa package. I did have the Aura Spa package on the MSC Seashore. It gives you a little bit of elevated, you get a little more stuff. They have their own hot tub, as you can see in the back there. Great views, very beautiful views. All right, we will pop over to inside here. One thing I will say about the Disney ships is the really cool water slide that you can watch as you go through. See if we can pop in right here. All right. popping in, on this side you can see this is the Aura Spa. They don't allow filming in there, as I learned this voyage. But deep in there is a thermal suite. There is a hot tub. There are showers back there. You can get your hair done. There is a gym as well. We'll pop through the bank of elevators here first. And as you can tell, it's another entrance to the gym. MSC Gym. And that is kind of a closed off point there. All right. We are now heading aft. Popping out here. So on this side, we have a sports bar. We'll walk in there in just a second. You can see there are different things on display in the display cases. Gallery. One thing about this ship, it overlooks the casino down there. We won't go in there, you can't film in there. But this is just a really neat spot, just to kind of hang out. If you're a photographer like myself, that's a great spot to get some good pictures. All right, let's head into the sports bar real quick. We'll pop in here real quick. I don't see any happenings happen, but as you can tell, they've got games on the TVs. And then if you have a larger party, you can actually have your own little section and watch the game with your guys or girls, whatever it may be. Very much set up like a sports bar. It's one thing I do love about these kinds of ships is they do a good job of different experiences, I'll say. Some more spots that you can rent. If you don't want to rent them, you are more than welcome to hang out and sit there if nobody's sitting in there. A little more seating on this side. And then this is my favorite part back here. Some secluded places if you want to have a little more intimate kind of party. That walks up over into the Atrium area. We won't go over there just yet. We're going to pop over to the other side. Pop over to this other side. This is the Sea View Lounge. It's a little bit different vibe. In my opinion, the chairs are a little comfier back here. They have different bands in here at night sometimes, singers. And as you can tell, it's just a little bit cooler of a vibe. Air conditioning works wonderful in here. And we've got another bar. Great place to get a good drink. Mai Tai, tropical cooler. All right. Pop out on this side, Piazza. This is where you're gonna wanna go if you wanna buy expensive watches, sunglasses. They are closed because we are in port today, so you can't sell stuff while you're in port. All right, coming up on this side, we've got the MSC Excursions desk. If you don't rent on the app, this is where you'll go. And And then we've got MSC Future Cruise. If you want to take advantage of some deals, you can always book there or book through us. That's totally fine too. MSC Logo Shop. Once in a great while, and I will tell you, this is a VetOnAVoyage pack. On both ships, MSC ships that I've been on, they typically have a percentage off day. So that was last night, or they call it a happy hour. So last night it was 20% off for happy hour. I went in there and got all the logo stuff that I wanted to get. And then pan around just a little bit, the other side of the MSC Future Cruise. I really like this Eiffel Tower looking feature. This is a cool place to sit. And then this is the Atrium. One thing you'll know about MSC ships, MSC is known for how sparkly, shiny, just that magnificent feel. Typically they've got people playing music right here and then dancers up here on the different levels. Another cool spot to sit. All right, this is the cantina. Hola Tacos and Cantina. So if you want to pay a little extra, you get yourself some tacos. They've got some good drinks back there too. In an older video, this actually used to be a bistro, and then they kind of changed the vibe to it. So what the tables look like. All right. Now, come around to the other side. Now, as you saw earlier, we were in the buffet. Pretty accessible from the Atrium. Think of elevators here. We'll pop down one more deck. We are now on the South Beach deck. South Beach deck. As you can tell, this is kind of a happening deck. We've got the gelato, billiard, Haven Lounge, garage club, arcade games, champagne, a little bit of everything. And also the Metropolitan Theater is up front as well. However, I always like to kind of go in sequential order if I can. Popping out towards the back here, we've got the Haven Lounge. This is a very cool spot, great little vibe. They've had karaoke in here the last couple of nights. And if you've ever been on an MSC ship, they've got little lounges like this as well. I feel like that's kind of a feature for most ships, just to kind of have just a little hangout place. Not quite as big as the Atrium, not quite as big as the theater, but still a cool spot to have, you know, a band or two or karaoke, stuff like that. We've got a bar that serves in here as well. And then this is the billiard room. So if you like to play pool, this is where you're going to want to go. And they also have some good stuff for sale here. We will pop out the back here. This is the smoking section. does stink back here if that's not your thing. It's definitely, certainly not my kind of thing, so you won't catch us back here. There's the South Beach Bar. Get a good drink back there. And then this is where you will swim. Now on the Seaside, this is not an infinity pool. A little bit different feature than the Seashore. The Seashore actually has 2 pools on each side, and the pool actually goes all the way to the back of the ship. It's an infinity pool. That is not the case on this ship. This is the adults only pool, and so it is a little bit deeper. 6 foot 5 inches. So this is a pool that I like to go to because when I'm swimming, I want to actually get under the water. This is where you can get some crepes, gelato, little handmade type things. Now this is one of my favorite spots. This is a very cool spot. They've kind of modeled this after a little bit of a drive-in. Now this is kind of cool. They actually turned the car into where their sound equipment is. Garage disco. This is stepping into the arcade. Not as many games in here as I've seen on other ships, but the coolest feature is a full-fledged bowling alley. So you can actually bowl on a ship. I don't know how that's going to help your game if the ships are rocking, but you know. Coming around to the other side here. In case you want to go bowling on a cruise ship. Now this, my stepson will say, is one of the coolest pieces. This is the F1 simulator. That whole curved thing is a screen. I've seen this thing in action and it really looks like, feels like you are in a real F1 car. If you're a bigger guy like me, you won't be trying to squeeze in there. Another bank of elevators. Now I really like these features on these poles. Great place to get pictures. This turns into a bar at night. One thing I love about this, especially when it's a sea day, you've got 3 floors of open glass and you can actually see out. One thing I'll show you real quick. That is the bottom of the Infinity Bridge. Now this is kind of a cool feature if you want to get some pictures next to it. We've got another bar over here. Hopping over here. We are now on the second level of the atrium. This is called the Champagne Bar. This is where you can get some watches and sunglasses. Now, just like the other side, kind of a cool feature about MSC Seashore, Seaside type ships. They've got these really cool little glass viewing spots. Awesome if you want to just chill, take a load off, watch the sea go by. There is another infinity bridge on this side as well, so they don't get too crowded, which is nice. All right, as we come back around to this side, I am not going to actually film in there because you cannot film in the casino. So we will turn this off for just a second. All right, so we are on the back side of the casino. You have to walk through there if you want to get to the 7th floor side of the Metropolitan Theater. Now, this is a pretty big theater, bigger than most that I have seen. And I have to say, one thing that I always think of is how comfortable the chairs are. Now, these chairs are pretty darn comfortable. Different sizes. If you need a high back or if you want a short one. And then as we round the corner here, we are back to the back side of the casino. All right, we will cut this feed again so we can walk to, actually, let's pop down this side. We'll go back to our map real quick, just because I want to show you something. So we're gonna pop down to deck 6. Deck 6 has the restaurant, Ipanema restaurant, excursions, Piazza Grand, all right. As we drop down one deck, all right. Now, popping down here, one thing I will say is how amazing MSC ships smell. This is the bottom part of Metropolitan Theater. And as you can tell, this is where you'll pop out if you don't want to try and use one of these stairs up there. It is the same on both sides. These are great picture spots. If you're a photographer and you want to get some good pictures. Now just so you can see, just because I want to show you, it is the same on the other side. So as I mentioned, exactly the same on that side. Some display cases. Beautiful, beautiful artwork pieces. Some more displays, watches, sunglasses, whatever you may want. Beautiful jewelry. That's where you're going to want to go if you want to get a finer piece of jewelry, watch, something to commemorate your trip. And this is a really cool spot. They had actually cornhole in here yesterday. So this is kind of like a smaller version of the Haven Lounge. They've got a grand piano. I've not heard anybody playing it yet. As you can tell, if you drop down one deck, right down there is the Timeless Studio. This is also a great place to get some pictures. Perfume, cosmetics, if you want to get some perfume. I will say, as far as the prices for the perfume goes, it is actually pretty competitive with perfume that you can buy on shore. We've got where you can buy duty-free if you like to take advantage of the tax-free status. And then this is Venchi. This is my wife's favorite spot. They have the most amazing chocolates here. Something I've seen both on the seashore and the seaside. They do different creations, handmade. That is all chocolate, 100% chocolate. You can get several different kinds of chocolate. They've got a beautiful, beautiful seating area. I will say my hack is to sit back here. There's this nice little nook back here. You want to have a quiet cup of coffee. That is the best VetOnAVoyage hack. And you can actually see out the window as well. Moving towards the back, here, we've got the business center. That's if you have conference, stuff like that. Now, something my wife loved was that MSC does these little charm bracelets. You can get the actual hoop for free, but then you got to pay for, it's like $5 and you get, 5 or 6, 4 sometimes ship charms, different kinds. They have the free ship charm of the day. She loved that. I will say this little clasp, you definitely want to make sure is secure. She actually lost hers yesterday when we were on Ocean Cay. Over here, you've got clothes. These are expensive clothes, Calvin Klein, stuff like that. If that's what you like to do. I like to save money. VetOnAVoyage, we are all about saving money. So we try to actually, something that my wife and I do, we actually try to buy all of our we kind of coordinate all of our outfits for our voyage. It's usually a mixture of Shein, Amazon, and my favorite VetOnAVoyage hack, Goodwill. Goodwill is such a great place to get cruise attire. If you're like me and my wife, we like to look good when we are on cruise ships. It's just something that we like to do. And so we hit up Goodwill as much as we can. A lot of people, they will go on cruises and then they'll buy all these nice shirts and whatnot, and then they'll never wear them again. Me, I would rather look like I'm on a cruise all the time. As you can see, we have now popped out to the third section of the Atrium. It's not very busy today. It is a port day, and so they are pretty quiet today. Back here right behind, we've got the Shine Bar. This is a cool spot. I really like the underlighting. I'm kind of all about lighting. I like very picturesque type vibes. And then as you can tell, this is that 3-floor glass side. This is an awesome place to chill. We'll pop over to the other side for a minute, but something I want to show you. This is kind of a rare thing. I don't see this quite often, but MSC has an actual terminal that you can settle your bill, put your money in. If you have ran up a bill in the casino, you might want to pay it right there. This is one of the sides that you can potentially board the ship. This is actually the side that we boarded on. When I was on the seashore, I believe that we came in on the other side. Another extension of the excursions desk. Now, at night, when everybody's on the ship, if you are one that likes to buy the photo package, they will have different photographers in different areas. My favorite, and this is a VetOnAVoyage hack, I will say, go to the photographer that typically stands right here. I have to tell you, the pictures that come off of these stairs, these beautiful crystal looking stairs, are second to none. I have, on every MSC ship that I have been on, I always get the photo package. I always get the all-inclusive digital photo package instead of actually having them print off. I feel that is a much better budget option. Great VetOnAVoyage hack. And that is one thing that I can't champion it enough. Now, you can get more professional type photos if that's kind of your thing. If this is like an anniversary or if you're getting married, you can actually set up with them and they will get you a photographer. They'll follow you around. They can actually take pictures of you at Ocean Cay. All right. Ipanema Restaurant. If you want to do fine dining, that is included with your cruise fare. This is one of the restaurants that you will go to. me, these are usually hit or miss. I will say that the fine dining that I experienced on the Margaritaville Paradise wasn't really that great. It felt very cheap. The MSC does a little bit better when it comes to giving you that fine dining vibe. One thing I will say is that Royal, the Royal ship that I've been on, they made it seem just fun. And I like a good vibe. All right, we will pop out here. We'll go back to our map just to show you kind of where we are. We are right here. That whole restaurant kind of goes under where that pool is. We got the Shine Bar right there, Venchi, Piazza, Metropolitan Theater. Now, we're gonna pop down to deck 5. That is where guest services is, the Seashore Restaurant photo gallery. Like I said, I always champion the photo package if they have an all-inclusive digital option. That way, you've got your photos for you if you want to use them on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Moving along the side here, I will say this is a really cool little vibe type spot, kind of a side quest to the Atrium. They've got these nice little chairs, seating. They're comfy. They are comfy. And as you can tell, this is kind of where the Atrium is. Seaside Bar. Got photo kiosks. This is the Iris Gallery. Now, that is if you want to get your, you can actually, here, we'll pop back here real quick. You can actually turn your eyes into a work of art. They actually take your eyes and turn it into a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. My wife has been wanting us to do that for a very long time. I just can't justify the cost yet. Maybe it'll be included someday in your cruise fare. I don't foresee that happening, but more photo type devices, if you need to buy them, which is pretty cool, especially if you've gotten onto the ship and you realize, oh, hey, you know what? I need that other piece of equipment that'll make my pictures just that much greater. Now over here, you got the Seaside reception guest services. That is where you're going to want to go if you have any sort of issues, something you want to talk to them about. But the hidden gem on the other side of it is some more seating. We'll come around the back side here. You get a good view of the front of the Atrium. And you can just see how gorgeous, visually appealing it is. It is just something amazing. Beautiful, beautiful architecture, beautiful visuals, beautiful sights. That's always my kind of thing. This is a good spot if you want to try and get some pictures. If you're like me, you bring a tripod. You can actually look and see some of the photos here. They've got these pretty cool screens that kind of play different things. And of course that one's not playing there. Something that, let's pause for a second. So something cool that I have noticed MSC doing now is this AI assistant, basically. So when you're on your MSC For Me app, you can actually access this AI tool, which is great, especially if you're like me and you don't pay for the Wi-Fi. This is a great way to get information about the ship and things in regards to the ship without actually having to pay for Wi-Fi. The only free Wi-Fi that really is on these kinds of ships is just the Wi-Fi that allows you to connect to their app. This is the Timeless Studio. That's kind of where, if you are doing some of the more expensive photos, this is where you can check your photos if you've had the photo package. Now, just like I was showing you earlier, way up there is the casino. Venchi, chocolate, and all the shops are right there. And then down here is this cool lighted floor. It is a backlit floor, which is a great spot for pictures. This is going to be my hidden gem. This is my VetOnAVoyage hack that I really want to tell you all about. You can actually take really cool pictures right here. I actually took a couple of my wife last night. We were all dressed up, checking out the different photo options because we bought the photo package. We'll scoot through here. That's the photo hub if you want to talk to them about photo packages, stuff like that. All right. Now we have reached the bottom deck. I will show you. All the space forward now is actually just rooms. So show you that real quick. Deck 5, everything forward is all just rooms. All right. Now that concludes our ship tour, cruise ship tour. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope that it is informational. I hope that you are able to enjoy your trip a little more, plan a little better. I like to be prepared. That's kind of my thing. I like to watch cruise ship tour videos. I watch them whatever ships that I go on. That's kind of my thing. Even if there is somebody that has made a new or an older video, a better video, more power to them. I like to watch the more recent videos. So if you find a video that is, we'll say, of MSC Seaside, that's low, 2 years old, 3 years old. One thing I will say to you is that these ships are ever changing all the time. Every cruise line kind of does that. They change little things here and there. And so it is always good practice to try and watch the most recent video as possible. That's kind of what I like to do. And I'm not picky. I mean, I definitely have my favorite YouTube channels that I do watch for different cruise videos. It's kind of my thing. It's usually what I spend my Sunday afternoons doing. So, well, there you have it, the MSC Seaside. One thing I will say I struggled with is wanting to call it the Seashore because that was the other ship I went on. So, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day, and check out some more VetOnAVoyage videos. Thank you. And as always, we'll see you out there. We didn't play. All right. This is the Seaside restaurant. This is included in your cruise fare. This is a little bit more of a nautical theme, so as you can tell, there's some different shells, a little bit different vibe. Beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful scenery. The entrance, if you are into those kind of dining options.